First of all, how are your family? What's the latest situation there?
Well, Nadia still has some family in Gaza. She has a cousin who has 4 young children. And that family is originally from the north of Gaza, but they've not bothered to make the trek back up north like the hundreds and thousands of others because they've already been told that their house has been turned to rubble. There's nothing left of it. So why make that arduous journey with 4 young children? How are they? It's almost an impossible question to answer. They are malnourished. They're looking for the basics of life: food, water, medicine, shelter. It's a horrendous situation to be in, and it's not a surprising one given all of the scenes of devastation we've witnessed over the last 16 months. And in fact, when you hear from those who've worked in the humanitarian field, sometimes for 30 or 40 years, they'll tell you that the destruction in Gaza is the worst they've ever witnessed in their entire lives. So I've run out of words, adjectives, to describe just how horrific the situation is for not just, of course, Nadia's family, but for the almost 2 million people that are left in Gaza.
What have you made of the US President Donald Trump's comments that the US should take over Gaza and remove Palestinians to neighbouring countries?
First of all, I think we should all be calling it what it is, whether you're in the media, whether you're a head of government, whether you're a commentator. Whoever you are, let's just call it what it is. It's ethnic cleansing. It's the very textbook definition of ethnic cleansing. To remove one group of people and replace them with another ethnic group is ethnic cleansing. So what the President of the United States, arguably the most powerful man on the planet, is openly calling for is ethnic cleansing. So the entire international community, from allies like the United Kingdom to the Arab nations, everybody should be showing some moral courage here, which I'm afraid has been sorely lacking in the last 16 months, and saying to Donald Trump and the President of the United States, I'm afraid that such a plan is tantamount to ethnic cleansing and is unacceptable in our view.
Donald Trump has said if the Israeli hostages are not released by midday on Saturday, all hell should break loose. What kind of impact do you think those comments will have in the region?
Look, I've said when I was First Minister, when the terrible attacks on October the 7th first took place, that there should be a ceasefire agreed so that all the hostages could be released. I want the release of hostages. But what worries me about Donald Trump's statement is when he talks about all hell breaking loose. In the experience of the last 16 months, it's not Hamas who suffer. It's not those who committed the attacks of October the 7th who suffer. It is the innocent men, women and children who have committed no crime that are the ones that are the most severely punished. But it is also coming from somebody who I'm afraid is not seen as an honest broker. Donald Trump didn't mention the many violations of the ceasefire from the Israeli government. So we need actually the honest brokers, we need the mediators who have worked hard on getting a ceasefire, Qatar, Egypt in particular, and of course the likes of the United States, to bring the Israelis, to bring Hamas round that table again, to say it is the innocent people who suffer when you guys do not stand by the terms of the ceasefire. So let's hope that common sense and finally peace prevails.
What about the comments that the Prime Minister made at Prime Minister's questions yesterday? What did you make of those?
I thought the exchange between the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition at Prime Minister's questions was one of the most sickening sessions of Prime Minister's questions I've ever watched. You had the Prime Minister and Kemi Badenoch, the Leader of the Opposition, competing in who was the most inhumane. And all they did to me was confirm what many of us have known, frankly, for many, many months now. It showed the institutional racism come to the surface, that if you're a white European fleeing war, like those from Ukraine, then yes, you can have sanctuary here, something, by the way, I support. But if you're a Palestinian or an Arab, then I'm sorry, there's no room in the inn. How unkind, how unchristian, and how inhumane. I found it a deeply shameful episode indeed.